I wanted to make my own comments on Ruto's trip to China, what he came back with, and this is my opinion. I respect the young man, Dindinyoro, when he said that it is not good to overborrow. He said that actually a very big percentage of our budget goes to pay external and internal debts. He is very right. But then there are some debts that, to me, they are very necessary. Remember, many years ago, we had a Ugandan railway, which started from Mombasa all the way to Kisumu. When somebody came up with the idea of that railway in Britain, people are saying, they actually called it Lunatic Express. You have seen what the railway has done to East Africa, especially Kenya, and the current Uganda. Because when that Uganda railway was being constructed, it was being constructed when the boundary to Uganda was up to somewhere near Naivasha. So later on, when it was pushed to Busia, there was need to start, that was around 1920. There was need to start to extend the rail from Kenya to Uganda. That is why they started a second line from Nakuru via Eldoret to Malaba. That is when they started that second line. So that is what was called lunatic train. Now we have the SGR. I think, allow me to say all the projects that Ruto has are very important, and I'll come back to the issue of where we could, there is this, you spend 5 shillings by left hand and you save by the right hand. So the difference is what makes you up and down. Yes, we may not borrow, we may not have to pay a lot of foreign debts, but there are other ways we can suffer. For example, if you are going to Rironi, from Rironi up to where? Up to Londiani. If the roads are not expanded, we have single lane, it means that we will be having traffic jam, whereby traffic jam always spend a lot of money going slow. But if the roads are expanded, you find that you take, for example, if you are from Nairobi to Londiani, you may spend 3 hours when the roads are expanded. But if there is a traffic jam, you may spend 5. Now, if you spend 5 hours on the road, you first of all, you waste time, 2 hours. Then you use a lot of fuel. So in the end, it is good to compare the two. It is also good to compare. Do we have smooth, wide roads so that you reach Londiani very fast? Or do we have, and when you reach Londiani very fast, it means that the government will pay Chinese for the expansion of the road? Or do we have a single lane where you take 5 hours and you have wasted 2 hours? Not only have you wasted 2 hours, you have also used more fuel. It is good to look at them both sides. it is also good to understand that this generation, just like the generation that was calling the rail lunatic express, they suffered. Now that we had a railway for a long time, the railway stopped at Naivasha. So if we have to expand it, and when it comes to the railway, it is compulsory for us to expand it to Uganda, because already Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has made his own arrangements for the rail SGR to start from Malaba all the way to Uganda, Kampala, and wherever. Now, that is an East African thing that has to be done. It is something that is beyond Kenya alone. That is concerning rail. I know you'll say that where deals are, things happen. If we have to trust, the former AG Justin Bundi Muturi, he says that there is no deal that goes on in the government without Ruto getting something. Well, to me, Ruto is a bigger deal maker than Uhuru by far. And why am I comparing him to Uhuru? Have you ever traveled using SGR? If you travel using SGR, you'll learn that there is all hospitality within SGR is done by NAS, Nairobi Airport Services. Nairobi Airport Services is a property owned by the Kenyatta family. So yes, we enjoy first class aeroplane like accommodation on the SGR. But then the kind of hospitality you get there, the food, the soda, and whatever, the price is very high. When SGR started, Uhuru made sure that his family company supplies food and drinks on SGR. So don't be shocked. And I've just said that Ruto compared to Uhuru is more of a big deal maker. But then anyway, they say in Luya, ukifuata ile kuku inakula, hutakula kuku. So those things are happening that way. I've talked about SGR. I'd started talking about Rironi Road. Let me repeat it again. With the Rironi Road, you have to choose. Do we go all the way to Mau Summit? I think the road reaches Mau Summit. Do we have to go all the way to Mau Summit on a single lane? Which do we have to go on a single lane, which will take us 5 years instead of 3, and the government does not pay foreign debt? Or do we have fast lanes so that we reach there earlier, and then we use less fuel, less petroleum to all that thing? Those are the things we have to consider. Another thing that is very dear to me concerning the Ruto trip to China is it has to do with NITHI Bridge. NITHI Bridge. By 1989, I was already aware of NITHI Bridge being a dangerous place. I was already aware that it's one of the most dangerous places. The other one is Kangosho in Karatina, and the other one is Kaburengu, where I come from. I was aware by 1989 or 88 that place was very dangerous. We even heard that when you are in a vehicle and you're talking to somebody, you reach where NITHI Bridge starts, you keep quiet. After crossing NITHI Bridge, reaching the other end, that is when you ask each other, where had we reached with that story? Then you pick up that story. A lot of deaths have happened there. If NITHI bridge is to be developed and it saves lives, even if it is one life per year, there is no monetary value that you can compare to NITHI bridge, to somebody's life. I remember 1989, the one and the only time I've ever boarded up an helicopter, this military Puma. The one and the only time I boarded that, we were going to Garissa. We were going to Garissa using the helicopter. But then before we left, the Isili Air Force, which is also called Moi Air Base, officers who were in the Puma, who were in the helicopter, requested the pilots that they wanted to check on two things. They wanted to check on NITHI Bridge, and they also wanted to check on Nyambene Hill. Nyambene Hill. Nowadays we have Safaricom and other things with so many masts, but those days it was only KBC and KBC and telecommunication, post and telecommunication, that had telephone masts. So that is what was arranged. That was what was planned that time. That is what was arranged that time. That was what was planned that time. So for us to pass through NITHI Bridge and Nyambene Hill. We overflew NITHI Bridge, and even from the air, you could see that it was a very dangerous place. We also went around Nyambene Hill to see how that to see how that the VOK mast was. And after going through, then we landed at Garissa. If by 1988 or 89, there was a lot of concern about NITHI Bridge. That is 11 years in the last century and 25 years in this century. That is 36 years we have been worried. I'm made to understand that the bridge is being designed in such a way that it will be reduced in mileage. Instead of going around, they'll cut a shortcut and reach the other side, but then they'll use a lot of finances because it will be a high raised bridge similar to Los Angeles bridge and other international bridges. Sometimes let us agree to spend more so as to save this generation and future generation. As I've been keeping on saying, if we spend so much on a NITHI Bridge and we save even one life, because even if it costs one life per year and we save that one life per year, then that is worth that, because there is no, Waswahili wanasema hakuna mali unaweza pimanisha na maisha ya binadamu. So as painful as this thing is, and we are having two options, both are expensive, but I'll go for the one that saves lives and not saves money.